Welcome back to Geeky Bat. I am working on my new setup today. I finally got some stuff cleaned up and I've got a better area with better lighting and you can actually see the artwork. Alright, and a lot of my markers. Let me show you my markers real quick before I sit down. These are all of my Ohuhu, Sue Color, and Touch 5 markers. Plus what didn't fit and is in this cup. So I'm going to have those to the side. And then this beautiful bin over here, which I scavenged from, I think, a Goodwill for like 99 cents or something. This is all of the mostly working Copic markers, not all of them. And the mostly working Prismacolors, not all of those. Along with some of my Artist Loft markers and a few other choice brands. Like, I think there's some Art and Fly skin tones in here too. So, those are the markers I'm working with today. Then I have a sweet set of gel pens for much later when we do the star and galaxy style stuff on our Eclipse Fairy. These were a wonderful Christmas gift from my best friend, Vanny. Shout out to Vangelis Genesis. She's amazing. Alright, I'm going to sit down and hopefully not get in the shot too much. I ran some test footage this morning to just kind of figure out our skin tone here, because now that it's set overnight, it's very bold, and I really like where it's going. So I tried out another Artist Loft marker, which was Blue Pastel, right here on the thigh. And I like it, but it's also a little too subtle. If I go with that, then I'm going to have to switch up my color scheme a little bit, but I think I know what to do. So I'm going to go ahead and test it out on her thigh real quick. Let's see, I've got my swatch sheets right here so you can see them fully. This is all of these guys. Let's set those aside because they're in my way. And this is all of the rest of those. What I need is on this side. This is the Copic marker side. So what I think I want is either B24, which should be a like skyish blue, or B45, or something with a little bit of a purple look to it. Maybe even BV04, but I think B45 is what I'm really looking for. So let's test it out real quick. I always test somewhere where it's easier to cover up. This is for our darkest layer of skin tone. So this is only going to be applied where the darkest shadows are. We're going to use this pretty sparingly. In my regular skin tones, I would actually use a purple color because it offsets the rest of the skin tone and just creates a really neat look. Alright, I think that's going to be it. So, let's see. We need to go back to Blue Pastel from Artist Loft. Let's get the brush nib, and let's finish up the skin tone. So I am going to be doing a live stream soon, but I keep forgetting that Christmas is literally on Monday. I'm dating this video, wee! So I'm definitely going to be waiting until after Christmas. I am thinking maybe of doing a New Year's Eve live stream, or a New Year's Day live stream, when everybody is tired and doesn't want to do much more than lay around and watch YouTube. So I will be getting my plans ready for that, getting my setup ready for that. Sadly, my setup does actually film upside down, but I have my awesome little link cable for my PC and my phone so that I can throw this on my PC when I'm done grabbing my footage and flip it, and then I can actually get all my description the way I want it and actually put my links in. So some of the upcoming videos I'm going to be working on, we're going to be finishing the Eclipse Fairy in full as my next video series, and then we'll see where we go from there. A lot of people really enjoyed seeing my Inktober sketchbook, so I'm thinking about doing some more sketchbook and just kind of like finished art tour videos. There we go. I had like a Inktober sketchbook tour. If you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. It's pretty cool, where I just briefly showed off all of the sketches and inks in my Inktober sketchbook. And if you don't know what Inktober is, it is the October Artist Challenge, nicknamed Inktober, because the idea is you want to draw something in ink or take something and render it in ink. So you'd go over it with the nice crisp black lines instead of pencil lines. And the challenge is to do one every single day for the month of October, so that's 31 total inks. It is quite a challenge, but it is very fun. And once you get into it, when October's over, I just didn't know what to do. I kind of wanted to do a NaNoWriMo, which is a National Writers Month in November, but I really did not have time with everything going on in school to sit and write on top of everything else I was already doing to prepare for the holidays and the end of our quarter. So I'll be looking for some more art challenges going forward. Maybe there's a January one. There's almost always an art challenge, and a lot of communities, artistic communities and online creative communities offer different art challenges. So I'm going to poke around and see what I can find, because I really, really, really like drawing something every single day. I feel like it keeps my skill going. It definitely is relaxing and really enjoyable for me. And unlike some of my other hobbies like gaming, it takes a little bit more out of me sometimes. My gamer chair is not very comfortable, and I always game in my family room where I have a bunch of doggies, including 2 puppies underfoot. So being able to come to my bat cave and chill and draw just a little thing, a very quick little thing, it gives me a lot of accomplishment, and it also is very, very relaxing. I can throw some music on, or a movie, or YouTube something silly, and just relax and enjoy myself. So, plus, every day you draw, every day you do some kind of art increases your art skill, so why not, right? That's why I have the skill that I have now, is because I tend to draw a lot. But with working and teaching, that definitely has diminished a little bit. So Inktober was a great excuse to really get crazy with that. So I'm definitely looking for something that can bring me back up there. Alright, we are almost done with this final layer of skin tone, but there are some areas that I would really like to soften just a little bit. So if you're working with alcohol-based markers like I am, one of the easy ways that you can soften a color is to either take the last color you used, which in this case would have been the pastel blue, or to take your base skin tone, which is our mint blue, the 143 we used in the first video, and to go over it very lightly, just to add a little bit more color to it, and it will actually cause the darker colors to kind of bleed and just soften up. You got to be really careful though, because if you're using a real kind of juicy, wet marker, you can bleed into areas you don't want the color to go. It's not such a crazy thing in certain areas, like over here on the skin. I'm not real worried about if it bleeds into our clothes. Probably whatever colors I'm going to use will cover that up at some point. But I don't really want to bleed outside of the lines, because that can be a little harder to cover up. In this case, it probably won't, because this is going to be our Eclipse Fairy. But you can see I'm just adding a little more of that color to certain areas, and it's just very gently distributing that shadow a little more. Because I got a little strong on her hands. Oh, I just realized that I think that was supposed to be skin. Yes, it was. I totally overlooked that. Always let your art sit a little bit and look at it, come back to it, take pictures of it, look at the pictures of it. Just allow yourself to enjoy your art. It also helps you to see things you might have missed, to make sure that everything you wanted to have colored is in fact colored at this point. And if you mess up or something's not quite going the way you want it, taking a step back or looking at it from another perspective is always one of the best ways to kind of figure out where you went wrong, or where you're just not kind of going where you want to go, and allows you just to have a little bit more clarity. If I mess something up, unless it's a complete disaster, if there's anything I like about it at all, but I'm just like, oh, I can't look at this anymore, this is making me mad, I will just set it aside and come back to it. Alright, there is our skin tone. She is looking really cool. I really like the turquoise skin tone, and thanks to my really neat new gel pens, we're going to do a really neat star pattern on her skin. And it's going to kind of depend on what the background's going to do. I play everything by ear, just kind of let it speak to me, unless it's a very specific character commission. This one is not. This is for my wonderful patron, Edward Camerota. He is amazing. He is so sweet, and he has so much of my finished art. This piece is from Sketchfest, which I haven't been able to do a Sketchfest in a while. In January, I plan on doing a Sketchfest event, and I'm going to try to see if other people will be willing to sketch with me, and I'm going to live sketch a lot of the pieces I do, and then those will be up for sale on the Sketchfest site. So this is going to be our video for today. This is a good stopping point, and I got to think a little bit about where I want to go with her color scheme, because we've got a silvery moon eclipsing a sun, and I'll probably have like a little shadow here and carry that here as well, and on all of the accents that she has that mimics that. But we've got to figure out what we want dark, what we want light, how we want to kind of read that eclipse through her design, through her outfit, all the different colors. She's got this really ethereal sash here that I have an idea for. I'm thinking like a really, really soft purpley blue for that, and maybe echoing that in the skirt as well. And maybe we'll do kind of like a black and gold bodice with black and gold gloves that kind of accentuate that. Yeah, her wings are going to be really neat. We're going to go for like a real shimmery silver wing, I think. Or maybe even have it move from like silver to gold as the eclipse happens. I'm not sure about her hair. I'm thinking dark purple right now with a whole bunch of stars, or like a really dark blue with stars. So we'll see where it goes. It's looking really cool so far. Hope you guys enjoyed my new setup. Actually being able to see our art in progress. I'm going to go ahead and pop this on my computer and get her all flipped around and ready to go. I hope everyone has a wonderful Christmas and a happy holiday and a wonderful new year. I will see you guys later. Enjoy!